Improving mental health and resilience at Beermond is core to what we do. It's about building relationships, structure, routine, having compassion and care, and supporting the children in being able to regulate their emotions and make sense of the world around them. Southwark Council's IMHAS programme is additional funding to support our school becoming trauma-informed. Beermond School is a special needs provision for children with social, emotional and mental health needs. We have children with medical diagnoses such as ADHD, autism, ODD.
A lot of the children here have experienced adverse childhood experiences, perhaps witnessing domestic violence, perhaps bereavement, various different things that have happened to them in their lives at such a young age. That brings a lot of emotion and lots of feelings about dysregulation, about rejection, about not being good enough.
Their experiences shape the way that they respond to certain situations in life, and that manifests in challenging behaviours.
Trauma-informed practice is recognising that every child comes to us with their past experiences, which we recognise have impacted on the way that they fit in with the education system. So for us, it's tailoring that system.
Knowing how to communicate with the children, knowing different strategies for different children, knowing how to fit their needs, knowing what they like, what they dislike, and putting the best things possible in place for them at the school.
They came from.
Excellent reading, thank you.
Trauma-informed is about supporting children and allowing them to feel safe and secure.
2 reasons.
They're not going to be in a place of learning until they feel safe and secure.
There are lots of opportunities for children to talk about their emotions in a safe space. So that might be in morning munch, where we talk about what's happening in the world and they talk about how they're feeling and they share kind of experiences that they've had. We have reading for pleasure, so we get to encounter lots of different types of books and those will spark lots of conversations.
Trauma-informed practice is weaved into everything we do. So for example, we use a very relationship-based approach. So all of our classrooms have a maximum of 8 children and there's 3 members of staff in there. And children have the opportunities to have attachment time with specific members of staff. If they're having a really difficult day, this is I'm actually really asking for some help now, like I want someone to talk to. So that time is available all the time. And there's spaces around the school, so we have the Rainbow Room, which is a really nice space, or the Therapy Hub outside, which can be used for that one-to-one time.
Recruitment is an integral part of what we do here at Beermond. We make sure that within each class team dynamic there are male and females working together so that children can see how male and females interact in a positive way. A lot is geared towards a sense of belonging and a family, so that we will sit with the children at lunchtimes and consciously have conversations around the dinner table. We've got a common language throughout the school. If you walk around the school, all staff are regularly having conversations with the children. They're reflecting on them, they're using social stories, they're using zones of regulation, they're using all of those tools to help support the child to reflect on their behaviours and help them to regulate those emotions when they're finding things difficult.
There's certain strategies we use. For example, I've got a child in my class where they might get dysregulated and they can go to a beanbag and start reading. And it's quite amazing actually, that person will read and it's like they've been hypnotised.
Another example of trauma-informed practice would be our quiet play zone. For many children, the playground is the most frightening space because it's unstructured, they feel unsafe. The quiet play zone provides a nice, nurturing, safe space for them to play games, build relationships and make friends.
I didn't know you had someone.
Art therapy is really integral to the trauma-informed practice here at Beermond. It provides non-judgmental, non-directive, safe, confidential spaces for young people to bring whatever they need to. It's exploring things that are too difficult to be put into words. Perhaps it's a feeling state rather than a verbal, conscious thought yet. And over time, it's helping to make sense of the feelings that they're struggling to communicate.
I have spent IMHAS funding on staff development and training. This has encompassed whole school training around trauma and what that looks like, how that manifests in challenging behaviours, how relationships are so important, how we can support the children.
We're going to collect some materials to make our album cover for the song that you've written.
How we shape timetabling, what we factor in, what we give prominence to within the curriculum, and how it isn't just an add-on. We've had 12 people mental health first aid trained. We have 3 rounds of training where 6 members of staff will complete the 10-day diploma on trauma informed. So we haven't just got one wellbeing ambassador within Beermond. We are all responsible for emotional wellbeing and mental health. The impact on learning is clear. The children can begin to self-regulate. The children can voice their concerns as opposed to show things through challenging behaviours. Trauma-informed raises their self-esteem, their self-confidence, and once they see themselves as learners, then they can make academic progress. Our long-term aim and goals must be about giving children a skill set to move forward outside the bubble of Beermond, to go to a mainstream secondary provision, because we know that children's life chances significantly improve in that way. And we want children to be happy, content, thoughtful, kind, caring, resilient human beings.